Hello guys, I'm gonna do an evening update. Since we got some development here in the price, we can see that the Bitcoin price has filled the CME gap. We went as low as 109.2 and bounced back up in here. So here's what I want to say. The reason I enter on my long at 111 is not because I have a certainty that level is going to bounce. It just represented a few opportunities. And I want to discuss those opportunities, and I want to emphasize that there is no certainty that that level is going to hold. That's why I sent the email to my Patreon community mentioning that I'm entering long there, but with already a plan in case it fails. So that is kind of the approach that I use when there is uncertainty, which is pretty much 100% of the time, right? So now, after having seen the gap fill, that is not the only reason, but I feel like my main reason is on the daily time frame. But I'm still going to start with the 4-hour, and I'm going to show you what we can see in there. The 4-hour is going to show us precisely why there is still uncertainty and a little bit of risk of additional downside. So the ABCD pattern, the one that we were seeing in the price, this one in orange, you can see that it has fulfilled more than the initial target of just getting into the B, which is 113.7. So it got overextended already. It formed a double top there, and that sent the price into the point of control of 111.5. That level is the level where I was looking into potentially entering, because that's the point of control. It's kind of the difference between being in the bullish area on the top of the range on the 4-hour or being on the bearish area below 111. And we crossed below, we had some reaction up, but still we are a little bit in quicksand. We are below 111.5, and we currently have it as a resistance on the 4-hour. So the good is that we are using this order block to push us up, but not yet to reconquer the point of control, to count victory and say, okay, good, now we can resume up into the top of the range, for example, and getting back into 116 and attempting to break out into all-time high. Not yet for that. Notice as well that I have still my short. So my long entering at 111 puts me market neutral. So if this whole thing falls, I can add to my long from an area of advantage, and I don't suffer going down because that takes from my short and it makes it neutral. So the 4-hour, what I'm trying to say, there's still this risk that 111.500 turns into resistance. The point of control becoming resistance means that we earn ourselves a journey into bottom of the range, right? Into the area of discount that could be around here, where we already have that yellow line that represents the bottom of the range on the RSI 4-hour, okay? And what if we go for a revenge rally and we go into 62, or maybe we go slightly higher into 65, because that should take a little bit longer time. Let me see if I can move this line, maybe somewhere around the 65. Well, in that case, we're going to probably get into over 116. That revenge rally can get us there. And that could be the reward, the initial reward that we could get if we bounce from here. We are still in the area of the golden pocket, as you can see, between 0.5, 0.618, after coming down from the harmonic pattern of 116.2. That is more or less where people take profits from a short coming from that pattern, from the harmonic pattern. Now, let's go into the daily and let's identify what is the opportunity. Oh, by the way, before we go into that, look at the 4-hour how beautiful is the fall. So from 76 into 36, that's a 40 points of RSI 4-hour move down, and it is calling for placing a line like this to see if it's still with momentum to the downside, so we can register if we can get an early breakout from here. Otherwise, it could fill all the way into 18. From 36, that's another 18 down. If we do that, probably we're going to be getting somewhere into the next area of volume at 108 in between, and then getting finally into the low hundreds, which is the bottom of the 4-hour range. Now, quickly, let's go into the daily and let's load up because I want to show you what we are testing now. I already mentioned it in the chat in the community, and we can see this both in the price and in the RSI. You can see that this broke out, didn't fulfill the full target of 179, and it came back down to test what? The neckline of the double bottom formation, take out the fair value gap, and test this orange line at 110.5. What is that? That is precisely the point of contact of the daily RSI against 45.47. I didn't have it at 45.47 this morning, it was at 48.47, but since we came back so fast, I have to adjust the point of impact, which is 45. Then we have the 35, then we have the 26 below, but we are currently at a level of daily support. So I thought I might as well, long daily support and see if the 4-hour can join that support by reclaiming the point of control on the 4-hour, the one that we are facing from below. So 4-hour is still in a little bit of danger, and daily is in a situation that, is testing support. If it loses that support, we need to look into other areas to long. That could be the 35 or the 26, which are currently located at either 105 or 93.3K. That's a global support on the daily at 26 RSI. So we need to be open to the idea that this fails, and if it fails, what is the plan? So I talk about the levels of 97, 103, but I feel like the reason why the market moved very quickly down today is because the Fed Watch tool was showing 90% at some point right before the announcement of getting the cut. So there was almost 10% chances of not getting a cut. And that fear around that time, plus the speech with Powell saying that it's not for granted that in December we're going to get another cut, produced a lot of uncertainty feeling in traders, and that ended up producing that move down. I still think that there can be more downside because in the 3 last times we have FOMC, we have downside. So it's absolutely doable. But I'm seeing so much bearishness at the moment that I'm getting a bit bullish. And that's why I wanted to dip my toe in a small long. I hope you understand it's a small long. I hope you understand that I'm more than prepared to the idea of DCAing, and I'm not going to leave orders in the book overnight in case there is a crash or anything. So in that case, it's just a small order that enters drawdown. And if it falls very fast and I don't have an order in the book, hopefully I see when that's happening, because then I can send another alert picking a better price. And by the way, is that the moon? Oh my God. We have half moon. I'm not going to do TA on the moon, but sometimes when you get new moon or full moon, I tend to say, oh my God, and because it aligns with the price action. Let me know in the comments if that is something that you also look into, Otherwise, find some comment to put down because it really helps to the channel. Hit the like and all of that. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Goodbye. Bye-bye.